Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
Say Corey is responsible for every technical issue, Rob.
Corey is the responsible for every tech issue, Rob.
Very good. Very
You
good.
got the inflection right.
Yeah.
Just did everything.
Got your panic because you didn't know what you were going to say midway through, right? Yeah.
Well, I was going to give him another poem, but I'm saving that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've already got one in my head.
Okay, keep it
Plus,
there.
I wasn't confident that I knew it well enough that I could get through that verse.
Well,
I could barely get through the one line.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. It's a really good one.
Just keep it in your head, though.
No,
That's
it's,
for sure.
it's really,
Okay.
it's like really,
I bet.
really good.
I bet. You know,
I also don't know whether I want to do the first stanza or the last stanza because they're both really good. I'm not going to do the entire thing, of course.
Okay.
They're both real. The thing is, the last stanza is more powerful, but it doesn't make as much sense if you don't hear all the rest.
That makes sense. So maybe we should just play Magic instead, do you think? Or
No.
Okay.
No magic. We're done.
We're done?
Yeah,
Okay,
I won the
cool.
last match, so I won the marbles. Yeah.
Wow,
Finish.
these rules are changing
No mas.
mid-time, huh? This sucks.
We'll play one more match. I guess,
All right.
if you insist.
All right.
Okay. Rounding out here, Corey noted that this is his 4-color Omnath deck, the build that he's been playing with. Did really, really well yesterday during the early access streamer event.
Yeah, I played for 3.5 hours and I didn't lose a game. Now, granted,
good.
streamer events, people are
everybody's trying out
janking
new stuff,
around. Nobody was really
But-
interacting.
3.5 hours of never losing is still pretty impressive,
And then
regardless of the circumstances.
And then I went off stream and I tried to queue into Brad while I was watching his stream just to try to battle him. And then I did. He played the Genesis Ultimatum version, destroyed me. And then I played 2 more games and I got destroyed again by the same deck. So I'm like, oh no, I guess there's just a better Omnath version out there than the one I had.
Genesis Ultimatum is sort of the most powerful high-end card, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the best thing you can be doing in these Cobra style decks. I think I'm doing the second best with just, Dream Trawler, Elspeth Conquers Death, actually trying to be a little bit more controlling.
And maybe sometimes the second best ends up being the best because it's more resilient against the decks that are targeting you.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like, I mean, if you just have counter spells and stuff and like a bunch of negates to beat Genesis Ultimatums and they have Dream Trawler, you feel different about it. But, only time will tell. I do think the Genesis Ultimatum, just from the first, look at it, is probably a little bit more powerful than this. But this deck was nice. I was doing some really degenerate things to people.
It was really interesting how the early access streamer events have changed the way the metagame evolves.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I remember we would always be waiting for that week 1 SCG Open on release weekend.
Yep.
And usually you'd have the
That
Pro Tour
Andrew
a couple
Jessup
weeks later.
one every time. Yeah.
And then, a week or two after that would be the Pro Tour. And so the SCG would set the metagame for the Pro Tour. And those two things really gave you an idea. It was week 1. Here's the powerful things. Here's the things that, were overhyped and disappointed. And then it's, okay, we're going to react to that and really tune and find what's best. And
massage the
metagame would go from
numbers,
there.
if you will. Yeah.
Now it feels like that week 1 event has been replaced by early access streamer event.
Yeah.
Then we have the open that actually has, some reactions into it already.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore.
But
we'll
also
have the
people
SCG
also get to play the set a week before the open now and for a full week.
Yeah,
so everything can move so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, less that it moves faster, it just starts sooner.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it moves about the same speed, but it just starts 1 week earlier when people get access to it digitally.
But it means we just get, even further into the format. So, a week at the same time where we would have been really scrambling, now we really know a lot. So, interesting that we already have some hype around some decks. We'll see exactly, by probably next week, how people react to these ramp decks.
Yeah, but hey, one cool thing that's like a glimmer of hope. I queued in against this player when I was playing Jeskai once and then playing Omnath off stream and just destroyed me twice with just a Nea party deck. And it was awesome. It looked really, really strong. Yeah, and I mean, it just, the Iona Priest, like the 2-drop that counts as any creature. You got the 4/6, which you can crank out super fast. Pump the party members a lot with a card that I forget, and it was just fast and good. I didn't have much interaction for those specific games, and maybe it was just a fluke for the games, but I'm hopeful that that's a good enough aggro deck.
I think the important part about being Naya there is twofold. One, the green elf is really nice for just letting you hit party efficiently.
Yep.
And it's still just a good card going along because of the kicker.
Yep.
And your mana base works really well.
Yeah, and I think they have that charm
pathways.
thing that really destroyed me a couple of times to put a counter or fight. You know, that they had that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it just reminded me of Dramoka's command. And I was trying to block. It made blocking a nightmare. And then I just fell too far behind. You know?
Okay. Well, we're going to have to look into that for next week as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely one of the days we'll be bringing you some of the decks that have broken out over these few days that people have had access on Arena. So we will definitely be keeping our eyes out for decks like that.
And then one point to make, it's not going to happen immediately, but then we are going to give you a chance to build the decks here. We're thinking around Thursday. So be on the lookout on our personal Twitters and SCG Twitter to start submitting your deck for Team Corey, Team Ross again. And I think I'm up 2-1. Team Corey's got you so far.
I think you are up 2-1.
Yeah.
We'll have to check the tape to be sure.
We might have to check the evidence, yeah.
For now, I'm inclined to believe you, which is rare.
Yes. Yeah, this is a first. This is a first in our friendship. Hooray!
It's rare. So,
all right. Well, shall we do some battling?
I'll explain my deck first.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to lose to Omnath. I mean, what more do you need to explain?
I'm going to be playing a deck that was featured in Sam Black's most recent article. Just some of his brews, and you know how Sam Black, likes to brew. He usually finds certain shells and really tries to build around them.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that he likes is one we featured on Tuesday in Yeoman 5's Dimir Sacrifice deck. Didn't work out well in that shell. Here, a little bit more powerful, but this is the shell of Archfiend's Vessel, Village Rites, and Malakir Mire or Malakir Rebirth.
Okay.
So a very easy way to be able to create a 5/5 early. Turn 1, Archfiend's Vessel, turn 2, Malakir Mire or Malakir Rebirth plus Village Rites is an easy curve, and you have a 5/5 flyer on turn 2.
Yeah.
You've drawn a couple cards, and it's in a mono black devotion shell. So we're playing with Grey Merchant, we're playing with Nightmare Shepherd, playing with Ayara, playing with a lot of the black double face cards. Agadeem's Awakening is an all-star in this deck. Really works well with Archfiend's Vessel is a great 1-drop to return with it. And at the high end, you can get Grey Merchant. And if you bring back 3 or 4 creatures along with a Grey Merchant, you're going to get a huge trigger to begin with. So this deck can play an interactive game. You got removal. We have discard in the sideboard.
Yep.
We've got Woe Strider and other ways to play through removal effectively, but can also play a non-interactive game, just going over the top with Grey Merchant triggers. So I like the versatility here, and I like some of the synergies going on, and we'll see how it plays.
Woe Strider is definitely going to be important because most of my removal is Exile effects, Glass Casket, and ECD, which are going to be excellent against you, it seems. But, if you can sack them, keep them in your graveyard, that's going to be a big deal.
Village Rites will help me do that too.
All right, well, I get to go first.
That seems unfair.
It sure does.
Who allowed that to happen?
I'll sneak this one.
I will also be keeping my hand.
All right, green and white. I'm gonna do green anyways. And then I'll pass to you.
Okay, I have an Archfiend's Vessel.
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna play this first just in case. All right.
Force Spike? No.
Nope. All right, I have a Cobra. Pass to you.
Hey, would you like to block?
No, thank you.
Oh, I'll go to 21. You're at 19.
Okay.
And a Swamp and a Mire Triton, so I'll go to 23.
Okay.
Mill 2. We hit land and a Brighter. So nothing good there.
Okay.
I'm at 23. You're at 19, and you're up.
Pretty powerful. Pretty
And
powerful.
Didn't have the removal spell for the Cobra.
Welcome to Omnath. Your go. Welcome to the Nath. Some would say welcome to the jungle.
Oh, I can still attack for 2.
Ooh, this could be a nice block, huh? I get to trade your 2/1 for my unbeatable 4-drop? No, I'll take it.
So you go to 17.
Yep.
I will play a Castle Lock Twain and a Woe Strider. Get a Goat.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Where are you, Brad? There he is.
Okay. Wow, you're dead. All right. So I guess I have to do this to start. Have to see which one of my busted lands I'm going to play here. Let's see. I think so. This represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 mana with that. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to add white, sack this, add blue.
And then the Omnath triggers. You're also going to gain 4 life. You'll be at 21. And you have white, blue, red, green.
White. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
some-
you. I think I might actually have to. So blue. All right, so I have to add blue.
with the Lotus Cobra.
Yep.
So we're going to end at 3 blue and 1 of each of the other 3.
Yep.
And here's your floating mana.
Okay. So 4, 5, 6. I will leave 1 blue floating and cast Dream Trawler.
So all of this is gone?
Yep, and then
except for blue, yeah.
And then blue to fairy. No big deal. That's turn 4. All right, then I'll draw a card. I'll discard Berthamelitis, and I'll pass to you.
Is that all you wanted to do, Corey? Or was
That's my turn. I'll just end the turn after that. But yeah, I guess could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been way better.
Yeah. I'm not this so degenerate. So very degenerate.
Okay, I will attack your Teferi with those 2.
I will block the vessel.
Okay, before damage, I will sack the Brad to try one.
Okay.
I think we have to... Yeah, have to put the land on the bottom. We need to find some good cards here.
Okay.
I'm going to Village Rites the Archfiend's Vessel.
Oh, okay.
Draw 2 cards.
Yep. Gonna go down to 2.
Yeah, I haven't really found enough. Have to play the land and another Woe Strider. Replace our Brad.
Okay. Done?
Yep.
I will draw,
That's
discard, untap, draw, trigger. I will draw.
Also triggers the Trawler, so now it's a
Yep.
5 power.
Exactly. I will discard this. I will. Okay. Actually, I guess we can do this first. So, add green, sack. Add green again, +4. All right. So 6 mana floating. You don't have
Yeah.
to do that. Then I will use all 6 of it, +2. Ugin, -3. This goes to 4. Lotus Cobra's down.
So I will sack these 3 to get 3 scries.
Sure.
And one of the Woe Striders will get exiled.
Sure.
You also gain 4 life. You're at 25.
Yep. Oh, and I didn't gain it for last time. Yeah, Omnath just sprinkles in some gain life. Why not?
And we'll leave that one.
Attack, trigger.
Yep. And that's the 3rd card you've drawn. So
Yep.
This is a 6 power. So I'm going to take 10 to 13. You gain 6 to 31.
Yep. And pass to you. Welcome to Standard. Welcome to the new phase of Standard.
Oh, I can make a 5/5 this turn, or I can kill one thing. The 5/5 just gets zeroed by Ugin. So I guess the only thing I can do is kill Ugin.
Okay.
So Bloodchief's Thirst with Kicker.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right, I'll draw a card.
Yeah. Needed to really...
Get rid of a land. Untap. Draw. Trigger. Draw.
I think, honestly, a single piece of interaction early, either for the Omnath or the Cobra, in this game would be a lot different.
Yeah,
But if you don't interact with either, it just...
That is true.
snowballs
If you
so
hit
quickly.
Cobra right away, my draw was going to be a lot worse. So it's not the end all catch all, but
That's why I was
draw.
surprised to only see 2 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst in the main here.
Yeah.
So you're attacking for 9 or
Yeah.
10 because of the...
Yeah,
trade.
I drew again.
So I'm going to go to 3, you go to 37.
Yep. And then second main, I will...
You played a land this turn?
No. I will Uro.
Yeah.
Draw, gain
Brings you to
3.
40,
Play a land, gain 4.
44.
I actually do not have another land, though, to really do stuff. If I had another land, I got to cast Dream Trawler, another one, but pass to you.
Okay, well, yeah, unfortunately, the Teferi will do me in here, even if I have Lyris plus Vessel.
Yeah.
You just get to phase it out and attack with the Trawler.
Yep.
So
All right.
Gonna have to prioritize a little bit of interaction here, especially on the draw, but I do get to be on the play in the second game.
And the nice thing is if a sideboard we do transition into, if you're playing against a black deck, they're going to, bring in stuff to kill Cobra aggressively, kill Omnath. And then you get to transition into just play Birthing Melidus on 2. Turn 3, Glass Casket your creature. Then turn 4, Omnath or Teferi or Narset. And kind of shift these things where removal isn't as good, which is the sign of just a very, very insanely powerful deck.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about Dream Trawler. Yeah, it might not go as over the top as Genesis Ultimatum. It's going to lose to that card, but it's way better when people get to bring in those agonizing, maybe not agonizing remorse, but a bunch of removal.
And like you said, kind of a scissor style deck. I think this is kind of the same, where people that are countering the Genesis Ultimatum, like if I play Dream Trawler, you go Genesis Ultimatum, we know who has the better card there. Genesis Ultimatum is much better in those situations.
Yeah, this deck is, you took the rock and you kept hitting it against the bigger rock until there was a point, and then you could hit the paper that way.
Yeah, that's it. So
it's an advancement in the history of early hominids.
Yeah, so I'm like a shank style rock, I guess. Huh?
You're like what came after Australopithecus?
Oh, of course I know that.
Probably Homo erectus. I think that's the one that comes next. You're like Homo erectus.
Okay,
you're standing up straight. You're hitting rocks against other rocks to make tools. Everybody else, they're just throwing rocks around, along with their own feces. So you're the next step in the evolutionary.
There's a good clip out of context moment right there. All right, Rob, let's take some questions for you so Ross will shut up a little bit.
You didn't think you were getting a science lesson today?
I always
hope you were taking notes. There's a quiz at the end of the class.
I'll just go watch 2001: A Space Odyssey at some point.
Yeah.
Pokemon Professor Millie Miltank wanted to know, with Cobra being kind of kill on sight, do you think Shock's value will go up in red decks?
But that's the problem. So those kind of
cards... That was the next one.
Thank you. Still wasn't wondering. But here's the thing. When you have those kind of cards, sure, it beats Cobra specifically, but then, you have 2 Shocks in your hand and I play a Dream Troll and you're like, crap. The
question was about Shock?
Yeah. Yeah, will Shock go up in that style of cards?
I think red aggro decks will want to be playing Shocks.
And I do think Torben, Torben's still a Magic card, and I think it can probably attack through this. Maybe. I don't know. Omnath gaining life is the thing that scares me the most. But,
red you saw red aggro last season didn't really want to play Shock at all because it's not good against Growth Spiral. But now that it's good against Cobra and good against the aggro mirrors, you'll definitely be main decking Shock and red again.
Yeah,
and that's one of the benefits of Blood Chief's Thirst, where Shock is only good. Those cheap removal spells are only good when they can be relevant later on.
Mm-hmm.
In the red aggro deck, it's still relevant because it goes upstairs.
Yeah.
Blood Chief's Thirst is still relevant because it has kick.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, killing Ugin and stuff, that card has impressed me. Yeah. The non-instant thing, if it was an instant, it would just be unbelievable.
It would just be better than Fatal Play.
Yeah, exactly. But it has impressed me, though. Yeah. I think that card's quite good. So, all right, game number 2 here.
See what I can do. I will keep this.
I'm gonna mulligan. The only early card I have, I cannot actually cast. So this hand just seems way too bad. So
that's a Jim D hand of the week.
That really is. All right, Rob. If you got one more question, we'll take it while I mulligan.
5 lands of 3 colors, a card of the 4th color, and an 8-drop.
Yes,
perfect.
That was a Jim hand of the day for sure. Oh, too good.
Yeah, Mistborn83 wants to know, do you think Scoot Swarm will have a home in Standard?
I do not. I don't think that card is particularly powerful, though Tori was telling me actually before the show about a cool thing one of his opponents was doing with it, where they mutated onto it with Illuna.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they were able to start getting the copies as opposed to just the 1/1s, they started getting 6/6.
Yeah, or it's Auspicious Strix. So the thing that flipped. So it's the same thing. You don't get anything. But yeah, that was cool. But then I just shattered, and it's that kind of effect just still gets shattered. It still gets Ugined.
And that's the thing. So
I did see Canister broke Arena with it, though.
Yeah. if that card sees play, it'll probably be as a sideboard card for matchups where your opponent doesn't have a lot of removal.
Yeah.
And, it can take over a long game and dominate a stalled board.
Yeah, I think that's
the one application
reasonable.
I think it has, and I'm not even sure if it'll be the best option for doing that. But that's the one role I can see it playing.
I totally agree. Okay, I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna put this Teferi on the bottom. I just think on the draw, and my hand's a little slower. It's not gonna be great.
that corner here. I'm gonna play a swamp and go and pass the
Marked
turn.
cards, you cheater. Okay, so I am gonna go with a Triumph and pass to you.
Ooh, that's not a bad draw. I'll play an Archfiend's Vessel.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I have a Triumph, pass to you.
Ooh, I like no turn 2 Cobra.
Yeah.
And back for 1.
Okay, sure.
19 to 21.
Yep.
And play a Woe Strider.
Whoa, Strider.
Brad's on my side again.
He's always against his brother. We all know it. All right, so I am going to play this and Uro.
I'll get a 22.
Yep, and then I will play a Triumph and pass to you.
Okay, well, if history is any guide, Corey is going to cast 10 mana worth of spells next turn.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
yeah.
how, but it'll happen.
Yep, pretty much.
Let's attack for 4.
Okay, I'll take it.
So
16,
18 to 22.
excuse me, yep.
And then I have Swamp Ayara. You
Okay.
drain you for 1. So you're
Okay.
17 to 23.
Yep.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay.
You didn't have turn 3 Omnath, so this just feels like a loss, Corey.
Yeah, I know. This is a pathetic draw on my part. So I'm going to play this. I want the white side here. And I have an ECD. I just don't know what I want to target. So, I mean, something to hit for sure. I hit Woe Strider and then I get to exile it, which is good. You could have Village Rites, I guess, too. And probably do. So I think I just want to hit the better card. And I think it is Ayara. So yeah, I'll target Ayara.
I will sacrifice it to Woe Strider.
Okay.
Try 1. I will... actually, I'm going to leave that on top.
Okay, I'll pass to you.
I will attack you for 3.
Or 4, right?
4, yeah.
Yep,
So
13.
13 to 24.
Yep.
I have a Swamp, and I have a Gray Merchant. Good thing you hit the Ayara.
Yeah.
And I'll get you for 4, so 9 to 28.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right, scary stuff. This goes up to 2. All right. So I get a little extra value here. I'm gonna go with Cobra.
Yep.
White. Sack.
Effectively just gets us 2 mana back.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Just a free spell, essentially. White again.
I like that there's no Dream Trawler here. That's a card that I was scared of this turn.
Yeah.
Probably maybe another ECD here.
Yeah, another ECD.
What are we hitting?
That's a good question. So I can block Woe Strider, and I'm pretty happy to do that. And Gray Merchant actually represents more Gray Merchant mana, but you get to sack it. So if you get that one card, you get to bring it back. I'm just going to hit Woe Strider here.
Hit Woe Strider. Oh, we're definitely going to start by sacking the goat. I don't really
Okay.
have any other way to use it.
Okay.
We're going to have some
I don't like ooh.
I don't like oohs. Yeah, I think that's going to be a keep.
Okay.
This is going to get exiled.
And I'll pass to you.
And you have a... I guess you don't have a free block with Cobra because you also have Uro in there.
Yep.
To return with the ECD next turn. Two in hand right now.
2 magical cards.
Yeah, we're not quite there, but we're pretty close.
Scared.
I think I just have to go second Gray Merchant, get you for 5.
Okay,
So
I'm down to 4.
4 to 33.
Yep.
And I will let you trade the Cobra.
Okay. It does just shrink your Gray Merchant's effectiveness, and yeah, it actually. Well, I'm still probably in trouble if you have that, but yeah, I'm gonna block the vessel.
So I'll gain 1, you take 2, so we got 2 for you, 34 for me.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. Draw, and I will bring back Uro. And draw.
That brings you to 5.
Yep. 5, gain 3. Now, I think just another Gray Merchant is just going to get me. I don't think I have a choice there, which is unfortunate. Oh, actually. Okay. think I can survive through a Gray Merchant. It's not my best play, but okay, all right. And then this is definitely worth it. So I'm gonna Cobra. I'm gonna play this to add mana, whatever it's. Add white, ECD again, and pass to you. Now I live through it because I can chump.
How many cards you got in your graveyard there?
I have 4.
So yeah, annoying.
Okay. ECD. God, I love that card. Love it.
I will. One card in your hand.
Yep. It's a good one.
5.
Yes.
Tough turn.
I don't like that you got that many options. Don't like options here.
I have life.
Yeah, with being at 5, it's almost an auto chump block for me. Otherwise, I just lose to another Gray Merchant, even though it's obviously feels bad.
I mean, the chump block also lets you return Uro with ECD and then escape Uro.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a valuable chump block just to get the card in your graveyard as well.
Yep. I haven't even been having Uro returned on my radar yet. You know, it's just try to stay alive. But yeah, you're totally right.
There is some value for me just staying back this turn.
Good point.
But you know, a lot of cards that will just let you Uro anyway.
Yeah, like all my deck. Yeah.
Yeah, so many. So I don't think I should be valuing that highly.
Yep.
Problem is, I've been a little short on mana, surprisingly.
Yep. You should try playing cards that just draw you card and put land into play constantly, and it's really tough to be short on mana.
I actually think this game is going to go on for a little bit longer, and I should not play too aggressively. You just have so much life gain from these Uros.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to activate Castle.
Wow.
And go to 30.
Okay.
And I guess we'll attack first.
Yeah, because I'd be forced to block there. Yeah.
Then activate, go to 30.
Okay.
So I did not hit the land that I actually wanted, so I will pass the turn.
Okay. I will draw. Wow. I will bring back Uro.
So that'll bring you to 8.
Yep.
Again.
I'll play a land off Uro. So 8 to 30.
Yeah. So if Corey needed to cycle to bring that back, it would have been all too easy to do.
No. Yeah, I'll play this. No, I don't even need to play the land. So I'll just play Dream Trawler and then pass to you.
Yep. Ugh, God, I just needed a land. And I would have end stepped this village rights, but the entire time Corey has a...
Yeah, you've had an ECD tax on you since the beginning of time, it seems like. Yeah.
So... You in hand now?
2 cards, yep. Good old Dreamy Tea. People forget.
I'm going to play a Mire Triton, go to 32.
Okay, that only costs 2 though, right?
Yeah, I'm playing another.
Oh, sure.
And Serrated Scorpion.
32, okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
End step, discard.
So what?
It's a Dream Trawler.
Sure.
Untap. Bring Dreamy Tea back. I will choose a counter. And then I will attack, trigger. Ooh, wait, maybe... Actually, first... Here, actually, I do want to draw first, because depending on what... I want an untap land, and I can do some disgusting thing. I mean, I'm going to Uro no matter what, so... Yeah, okay. So green here, so we gotta go like this. Blue, green. That doesn't possible. Anyway, yeah, so I'm for sure bringing back Uro anyways.
Okay. So that'll have you gain 3, go to 11.
11, yep. Draw a card. Another trigger for this. Attack trigger.
So that's 3 triggers this turn.
Yep. Wow,
so
my
it's a
hand's
6.
ridiculous.
So I'm going to go to 27, and you will go to 17.
Yep. And then I will play this land and pass to you. Yep. And here's a nice hand for me right now, y'all.
On your end
Is that
step,
nice or what, Rob?
I will Village Rights this Rated Scorpion.
Yep.
So I'll go to 29, you'll go to 15.
Yep. Draw some magical cards. And now you're not under ECD tax, so now I have a feeling we got some goods. But you got one heck of a board to deal with.
This would have been a lot better much earlier.
Yeah.
And still have not hit the 6th land that we needed.
Once again, I would recommend you playing cards that just draw cards all the time and put lands into play.
I mean, I can't put lands into play that I don't draw.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm just giving you crap.
Stuck on 5 for 4 turns. Well, I guess
I think you need an extinction event.
I can Village Rights the Gray Merchant.
Okay. Set up some ridiculous return all your creature turn.
Okay, that was what I needed off of that. I'll play Luris.
Okay.
Then I'll play Archfiend's Vessel from the graveyard, get a demon.
Okay.
This will hopefully check the
Definitely check
5
one of
toughness
them,
Dream
yeah.
Trawler, and then this checks the Uro.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. See what we can do here.
Corey's going to draw a million cards in the meantime, but
I'm going to start with Omnath.
okay.
Green. Draw a magical card. All right. I will play a land, gain a life. Oh, wait, actually, no, you don't want to play a land because Uro is the first land. You always want to play your second land during your main phase, so you don't play a land first so that you don't trigger this in combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll attack. I got 3 triggers.
Yeah, I'm tapped out. All the triggers are fine.
1, 2, 3. I will play a land for the turn, gain 4.
Yeah, and
gain 7.
Gain 7 total.
Gain 7,
So 22.
Yep.
This in front of Uro, this in front of the 5.
Okay, so I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
so you're taking.
I'm taking 9, go to 20. You're gaining 17, go to 39. And
Trades. Okay. Second main. I will play. Let's play this as the boulder. Oh, whatever.
It is 39 to 20.
Okay, so play this as the boulder or branch, whatever, it doesn't matter.
So now you have 4 mana.
Yep, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will Amiria's Call. Get some angels. Right. And I will Recovery. Let's go with ECD. And I'll pass to you. I'll just started at 15, ended at 39 that turn. I gained more than 20 life in a single turn. No big deal. But see, here's the thing. Like, look, I did this really cool turn. And then if you were the Genesis Ultimatum thing, you're just like, oh, wow, good, powerful stuff. Genesis Ultimatum, the game's over, you know?
Yeah. Okay. How do I get back into this? You have 17 cards in your hand.
Yep.
Don't.
It's just so much value to overcome it. It's so tough for these style of decks.
Yeah. Really needed to draw this Emirate much earlier in the game to disrupt the ECDs.
Oh, yep.
That would have been critical. Now
I just gained so much life off those arrows when I was so close to death. I mean, I was at like 2 at one point.
Yeah, I just
at
can't
2.
ever deal with this. The 6 toughness Dream Trawler is just too big.
Yeah.
Like I can make another 5/5 eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to take some time. You're going to draw a bunch of cards. You've got these angels too. I've got a
More
bunch of
Omnath for fun.
Yeah.
At one point, the last 3 cards I had in hand were just 3 Omnaths there.
A little low on time. Let's get to our sideboard game.
Yeah, or do you just want to play a pity game pre-board again and just save some time?
Oh, let's do some sideboard.
Okay, cool. We are going to take a short break and we will see what we got in the sideboard. See if Ross can win a match. But for now, while we take this break, Ross is going to get me those marbles. Finally, I've been losing so much. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Mono Black Devotion and 4-color Omnath. On my side, it's pretty clear that if both players are doing their thing, that Corey's thing is a lot better than mine. So I'm going to have to bring in a lot of disruption.
Yeah.
That means additional cheap removal. We even have a Soul Shatter, which is great against Dream Trawler. I'm going to bring in some discard spells. I can exile Uro, as well as take, a Shadow the Sky or a Dream Trawler, ECD maybe. And I'm going to bring in Rankle as another card that can deal with Dream Trawler. Granted, it has to have attacked first. But it's also just a pretty good magic card, one that can pressure you, can reduce the resources in the game. I can discard an Archfiend's Vessel from my hand rather than have to sacrifice it before returning it. So all the modes are relevant here. Honestly, it's a card that I would try to main deck, I think, in this deck.
I mean, Mono Black, I feel like the synergies, are there, but you need power. And Rankle is one of the most powerful black cards in the format right now, if not the. So I definitely think you want that one.
So
for sure.
I'm in for that. Serrated Scorpion, worst card in the deck. Mire Triton, a fine card, but not one I want to flood on. I want to draw one Mire Triton in a game. On turn 2, it fills the graveyard a little bit. It's Death Touch, it'll still trade with something late. But I just don't want to be casting that card on turn 5 or 6.
I totally agree.
I'm going to trim down on some of the legendary 3s. These are both kind of grindy cards. They're fine in the matchup, but they're all not great.
They just look like juicy ECD targets to me.
And then trimming down on Malakir Rebirth, just not a card I can afford to hold up that often. A lot of your removal is exile based anyway, so it doesn't work against it. It's only good against Shatter, so we don't want to draw too many of them here because of the way your removal is lined up.
And I'm just trying to, now that I'm going to be on the draw, I'm just trying to be as controlling as possible, and that's just bring these in. I think this deck already has enough proactive removal in the form of Ugin, Elspeth Conquers Death, that I don't want to just be main decking Shatter, killing Cobras and stuff. But I could see a world where you just want this in the main deck anyways. Something I was messing around with just to see if I was good enough against aggro decks without Shatter, and turns out I was. I was still just playing against Gruul beatdown decks and just omnathing people into ECD, and it just didn't matter if I wrath them or not. So
and now you get to easily play some number of Caskets in the main because they're good against Cobra, and that's already going to help you out against aggro.
And I was already up to 4 by the end in the main, and then this list, I played a ton of the Streamer Showdown event, and all these lists we submitted before I played, so I learned a lot with them. And I mean, Glass Casket, I would have played 6 if possible. It was just that good in every matchup. Even the Omnath decks, you're hitting Cobra, you're hitting Dryad, you're hitting Azusa if they're playing it, Rada, all these things that just everybody was playing. So I always had targets. But, that's not to say that there's not going to be some control decks that pop up. The one I'm thinking as far as a good standalone control deck is Jeskai so far. I do think that has a chance, but maybe there's an Esper deck as well or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I like that Jeskai gets to play a clean Triome. Esper doesn't have access to that.
Exactly, very true. All right, so let's battle.
I've got a very good looking hand here.
Uh-oh. All right, mine's D's. I'll keep.
Okay, I'll start on a Vessel.
Okay. I will start on a Triome and pass to you.
Resting. Definitely going to get in for 1.
All right, 19 to 21.
And I want to play more aggressive, or do I want to? I think I need to Remorse you to hit a Cobra because I don't have a removal spell.
I do have a Cobra, and that really hurts my hand.
Definitely taking the Cobra out of that hand.
Okay.
So I'm back to 20, and you're up.
All right, I like that play. That was smart. I will. I want to play Evolving Wilds. If I get Omnath, of course, it feels bad, but I think I do just want to cast this. So I'll pass to you.
Okay. Definitely getting in for 1.
All right, I'll take it. 18.
18 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Timurat. This was another.
Okay.
This is the other option I had last turn.
Sure. I liked your option. I would be much happier if I had that busted card in play.
Of note, the Timurat also deals with Uro, so I didn't need the Remorse for an Uro.
Yeah, that makes sense. A Forest.
And I'm going to play a Malakir Mire,
Okay.
my land, and then pass.
All right. I'm just lining up a very sad turn of Cycle of Triome here to try to find something cool. All right. I'll play this Plains and pass to you.
Okay, I just have Castle and attack for 3,
All right. I'm down to 15.
and I'm at 22.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I will cycle.
Yep.
All right. Try to find some action. Nothing great so far. Let's go with just a pathway. I want the other one. Go like that, and pass to you.
I just have a Castle activation.
Okay.
I'm going to go to 18. I have 4 cards after I draw.
Okay.
And go to my turn.
Yep.
Okay, another Castle.
Okay.
I assume we're looking at a Shark here, so I don't want to attack with the Vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to do this first. Let's Grey Merchant.
Okay.
Rainier for 5, so
Yep.
10 to 23.
Yep.
And I'm actually, I think, okay if the Vessel goes to the graveyard. I'm going to get in with both.
All right, I'll take it.
You go to 7, I go to 24.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
I'm getting Shattered.
No. But I do have an ECD for
Yeah.
Gary. Then I'll pass to you. Did not draw anything to fill the curve here, which was a little unfortunate.
Okay, I'll attack for 3.
Okay.
We got 4 to 25.
Yeah, we got Gary.
I do not have another Gary.
Okay.
I will, however, play a land and activate Castle.
Okay.
That'll have me lose 4, and I'll go to 21.
Okay.
And then I will... 3 unknowns?
Yep.
You're going to play a Dream Trawler? Is that the ticket? Oh, I'm just gonna play Null Priest of Oblivion.
Okay.
Does it do 1? Put lethal damage on the board. A little awkward to do that when I have 6 mana. Can potentially kick it later, but
Yeah.
Corey's hand is clearly bad.
I have nothing. I cannot live through the turn. I cannot beat a single creature.
Okay.
Yep.
I had a pretty good reply if you had Shatter. I had Aghanim's Awakening.
Yeah.
And if you had Dream Trawler, I had Village Rites to sack whatever you block.
Yep.
Though I would probably just not attack with the Timuret then.
Yeah, I mean, something that would have just been absolutely bananas is just look at Omnath on this board. Having a Fabled Passage, gain 4, draw another card, represent Ugin, play a Glass Casket or whatever. Just needed something like that. Or really anything. I drew pretty bad, but the major thing is you hit Cobra.
Yeah.
You hit Cobra, and that really stops my draw. My draw would have been excellent. I would have cast this on turn. Well, I guess the turn I cast it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could have.
You would have cycled the next turn anyway. Cycled on turn 3, but then you would have done that a turn earlier. You would have gotten up the call.
These, yeah.
You would have just been able to start doing more things.
Yep, exactly.
And honestly, like if I'd had the disruption for the Cobra in game 1, that might have changed that game because my hand was pretty good.
Yeah,
you just snowballed. So
I had
quickly.
spells that time, so it would have been. Obviously, it was better to play them on time, but. Here, just not drawing anything off the top, any shatter or something like that would have helped. But these decks are not unbeatable, though. That's for sure.
But the real lesson is this is the best goldfish deck.
The Genesis Ultimatum.
The style.
Yeah.
So if you're building around another core, you've got to build in interaction,
and you got to build with this in mind. You just got to think can I possibly ever beat that deck with this deck? And if the answer is no, you can't play it right now.
In my main deck, I had a couple Bloodchief's Thirsts. I had a couple of the 2 black destroy a creature that's also a land, and a couple Murderous Riders.
Mm-hmm.
So only 6 removal spells in the deck, and that's just not enough. If you're playing this style of deck, you need to be disrupting. You need to be able to answer Cobra, answer Omnath, answer Planeswalkers.
And that's the problem too, is if you do just kill them, if you just untap Murderous Rider my Omnath, that's an exchange I'm super happy about. It has to be answered, but I still drew a card.
I drew a card too. my card's a 2/3 life.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you bring it back with ECD and stuff. So a spot removal on the Cobra, excellent. No matter what, that's insane.
Yeah, it's the right balance. You can't be a heavier removal deck, but you've got to have a good amount, more than you probably think, to be and make sure you can answer these things, and especially be able to answer Cobra early.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a good part of Bloodchief's Thirst, because it answers Cobra early, but it's not a shock that doesn't do anything late. It kills an Omnath or an Ugin or some other big threat late. So Bloodchief's Thirst, I think, is going to be really good in this standard environment. And really important. I would have 4 in my main deck.
Yeah, no, I think so too. That card's been impressing me,
Yeah.
But we're gonna wind out the show here. Any big impressions? Anything that really impressed you so far from today?
I think all the decks seemed like fine today. Not as good as Tuesday's show, I would say.
Yeah,
I think that we've got I think we saw a lot of tier 2 decks today.
Yeah,
decks that can do some winning, but aren't going to be consistently in top 8s.
Yeah,
I think that's where Rogues ultimately ends. If the landfall deck needed a little bit more work, something like this, some sort of sacrifice engine deck with Agadeem's Awakening. I don't know if it's mono black. It could be Dimir or Rakdos. There are still options. So I do think Claim is still pretty good, though it doesn't take Omnath. And that's going to be a problem for Claim the Firstborn. The way that it used to take Krasis is gone. So maybe that card's worse. But they're like Agadeem's Awakening is a really good card. And there's some other good synergies there. But I haven't seen these didn't seem as promising as the white aggro deck we saw on Tuesday.
I agree. And I really like the Jeskai deck, and I have a nice list that I'm probably 2 hours of work away from really having a very optimal list. And I'll be bringing that to you on Tuesday. I do have high hopes of any of my fellow Bird Serpent fans out there getting a Yorion deck, which is something we really haven't had too much. I think I tried one really early, but the tools weren't there. But I do think this is going to be a pretty good one. We're going to bring you that awesome Genesis Ultimatum deck that we keep talking about for anybody who, maybe hasn't seen it so far. So some fun stuff planned for Tuesday's show already. And then one thing to remind everybody, I think that Thursday's show, we're soft planning on getting another show, Team Corey versus Team Ross, where you submit the decks. So keep those brewing brains going over the weekend, and then we'll give you where to post these types of deck lists early next week. So that's going to do it for the show. Let's thank some subs, thank some sponsors, and we're going to get out of here.
All right. 01377 subscribed for 5 months. Titan Shifted subscribed. Heptagon gave out 6 subs today.
Heptagon!
Spell Queller subscribed. Ryan the Rhino Gaming for 6 months. Disposable Hero for 28 months.
Wow.
And Inhuman Rabbit for 10 months. Oh, I'm sorry. And one last one I missed. Danny T. Law for a month. So thank you all of our subs.
That's lucky
we love
13.
Danny T. Lucky 13. Thank you so much to everybody for all the subs, and especially Heptagon. Thanks again for all these gifted subs. What a generous human.
Yeah. Nothing left to say.
All right, take us home.
Okay. If you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join Star City Games Premium. It'll cost you $7.99 a month, and it will get you access to exclusive content on our website, as well as a few other perks. That is 5% off of sealed products, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to StarCityGames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
Absolutely. And if you want to be as comfy and cool as me and Ross every day on Versus Live and want to pick up one of these awesome gaming chairs, you can go to Carnox.com/SCG. Use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off one of these awesome gaming chairs.
And last but not least, we are sponsored by OLS Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, I've got the Live Meebo one on. It is fantastic.
Yeah, I like it.
You can go to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the gift code SCG to get 10% off of your purchase there.
Absolutely. And we got some fun stuff coming up here with Zendikar Rising. You can do some pre-orders today. You can go to starcitygames.com/ZNR and learn how to get some of these insane Magic cards we're playing with. Pre-order those Omnaths. You're going to need them. You're going to need them for the next 2 years.
And if you're excited to be playing some post-rotation Zendikar Rising Standard, be aware that we do have one more weekend of Season 2 of the SCG Tour online next weekend. It's going to be the last Season 2 Championship qualifier on Saturday, followed by the Season 2 Championship on Sunday.
Yeah.
And if you are not qualified yet, you still have the opportunity. We are going to have challenge events running all next week, starting on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be 10 a.m. every 2 hours, 10 a.m. Eastern, so 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way to 10 p.m. You need to 4-0 one of those to get in. If you 3-1, you get some points towards qualifying, so you can play a few of them and build up that way as well. And be sure to know that the 2 p.m. historic challenges are happy hour. They're half off entry.
$10, yeah, $10 instead of 20, and get those Rakdos or Arcanist decks in there for some historic
you can start
action.
building some nonsense in historic.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we're gonna have new
what
cards.
ZNR is going to do in historic.
No
so you
kidding.
can take advantage of an unsuspecting metagame with some new tech.
No kidding. You were even talking about this nice rogue tech here. They might want to try out in historic. Maybe we'll go do some happy hour Monday stuff, huh?
Una's Blackguard is one of those cards that I tried to make work a lot of times because it's super fun and super sweet, and it just never had enough. And now it might.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's Versus Live. We're really starting to get a hold of what Zendikar Rising is going to bring. It's definitely going to be a new standard format and some exciting stuff happening. Very powerful decks for 5-set standard. So go ahead. It's on Arena now. Apparently, I broke Arena, though, so I guess you can't really do that. But whenever you can go play it this weekend. Get ready for those standard championship qualifiers next weekend. Try to beat us here, really Versus Live it up next weekend. So I want to thank you so much for watching one more time. So for Corey, Ross, Rob, we will see you Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time for more Versus Live action. Bye-bye.